Let's get it. Whoa, clear out the room, I'm coming through. They wanna see what I'm about. Yeah, I got skills, do it for the thrill. I'm on a paper route. Extra, read about it. I'm today's trying to top it. I put commas over bullshit. Yeah, I put that on mamas. They tryna block all my blessings. They thought I lost a stepping. I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm repping. Put on for the whole city. Yeah, I got them rocking with me. I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm repping.
Sending emojis. I'm blowing a pack of that OG. Don't be acting like you know me. And if you did, that's the old me. Winter time, rock a cold fleece. Pocket fat, that's obese. Only talking money if it's increased. She give me brain, girl, no teeth. I touch down, bust down. She busted open for a real day. Stay tommied up, trying to fill it up, trying to count it up, hill figures. Don't be chilling with no lil, no. And if I do, I be real with them. Chase a dream, that's the meal ticket. ISO gang, yeah, they still with us. I put it in motion, they got me steady. Thoughts on my mind, it's weighing heavy. Watch how I shine, tell them I'm ready. I'm hitting my stride, let's get to the Fetty. I was just sitting back watching them fold. Racks on me now, yeah, it's looking slow. I hold it down and I got my own. Keeping it grown, we back to the bone. Yeah, flying flashy, ayy, ayy. We too fancy, ayy, ayy. Can't walk past me, ayy, ayy. Right up your alley, wait. I gotta play it safe. Watch me isolate, watch me isolate, ayy. Watch me isolate. Whoa, clear out the room, I'm coming through. They wanna see what I'm about. Yeah, I got skills, do it for the thrill. I'm on a paper route. Extra, read about it. I'm today's trying to top it. I put commas over bullshit. Yeah, I put that on mamas. They tryna block all my blessings. They thought I lost a stepping. I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm repping. Put on for the whole city. Yeah, I got them rocking with me. I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm repping.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Locked in to Trucking with Loshawn Parks Podcast Show. Come on, tell them about all the places you've gone to. Breaking down the trucking industry from entrepreneurship, fleet building, and money management.
I got a hustler spirit, I get it.
Whether you a new CDL driver or a veteran who's been doing it for years.
Took it to another level.
Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it.
Bring them out.
Now here's your host, Loshawn Parks.
Ride with us.
Let's go.
Bop, 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 bop. Yeah. What's going on, people? Welcome to another edition of Trucking with Loshawn Parks Podcast Show. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I definitely appreciate that. Round of applause to each and every one of y'all. And if you stepping in the building, whether it be on the replay or you catching this live, as usual, you know we, the people, like to tell you. As soon as I think I play it.
Hello, motherfucker.
There she go. Hello, mother lovers. Welcome to another edition. It's going to be an exciting edition. I know y'all missed me. I was supposed to do one on Friday. I was supposed to actually do this one on Friday, which is the one talking about, so you want to be a fleet owner, huh? Is that right? Well, we're going to touch on a couple of things today to maybe make you rethink the option. Possibly. I don't know. When it's all said and done, you guys will determine that. If you're new around here, what we do is we discuss entrepreneurship, educational things within the trucking space. All right. My moderators are deep in the building. My moderators do not play games. We do not put people in timeout. We simply block you completely off, so you're not able to communicate with us anymore if you say anything out the way. So please do respect the room when you step into it, or you will be handled accordingly. All right. We do this podcast show. We try to do it Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes things don't always go our way, such as life. Okay. And at the end of the day, I still am a businessman who has businesses to run. So I try to make time for the podcast as much as I can, but sometimes it don't always pan out that way. All right. But you guys are going to learn some useful and great information here today. Okay. And every day that you're on the podcast show for the most part. All right. Tell you about what we got going on in our neck of the woods, up and coming, so that you guys can make sure that whatever topic that we speak about that you may find interest in, to keep it tuned in, keep it locked in. All right. What can I tell you guys? Hope each and every one of you guys had a great weekend. Once again, round of applause to each and every one of y'all that are stepping in here. The ones that's going to catch on the replay, appreciate you too. All right. And if you do me a solid, make sure that you hit the like button when you walk in here. Okay. It is important that you do this, because to me, interaction is key here. Okay. If you want your comment read out loud by me, or question asked or question answered by me out loud, please do not hesitate to hit that super chat. All right. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $50, $10, whatever you feel that my content, my channel is worth, please do. Don't hesitate to donate to it. All right. If you want to donate to my Cash App, just in case you don't want to do the super chat, I know some people don't like super chat. That's cool. But you can also Cash App me, $ Loshawn Parks on Cash App. $ Loshawn Parks on Cash App. I should probably have this. Let's see if we can pull the banner up. EIOU. And there it is. All right. If you are interested, but that is the way to get my attention. All right. So I typically don't pay attention to the chat. All right. So if there's something down in the chat, you want me to acknowledge your comment, you got a question, super chat, highlight, best way to do it. All right. Other than that, I go on with my show, and that's how it works. Second hour of the show. This is a 2-hour podcast show. All right. First hour of the show, first 15 minutes, we chop it up with each other. All right. Tell you guys about what's going on in my neck of the woods. Something exciting that I seen over the weekend. Also something extraordinary that I seen for the day, which I'll play my for the day video, or actually for the weekend here momentarily. And then also the first hour, I speak about the topic solely on how I feel, my opinion, my view, things of this nature. Second hour, I open up the link for you guys to be able to interact with me, as far as hitting a link for you to come in and have face-to-face with me, be on my show. All right. This is a one person at a time show. I do not have multiple people unless I have a special guest with me, and then one person that may be calling in to ask questions or something of that nature. All right. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And as always, hit the like button, because if we don't get interaction as far as the likes go, once again, then I have to play some funky music until I deem that you guys have given me half interaction per the views. All right. It's pretty simple. Just look up there at the views, and long as the likes match that, then we're good. Okay. Periodically throughout the show, I will ask for additional likes. Just be prepared to hit it if you haven't hit it yet. All right. It's not a hard thing. It's absolutely free to you to hit the like button. Okay. And I appreciate that. That's how you show support to me. All right. Let's get this out the way. All right. So typically the first 10 people in my chat, I announce them, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick to that. Anthony RC, what's going on, my man? Great Freight Sage Logic in here. Appreciate that. D Hub, what's going on? Rilla Ben, what's good? Is it Margold? Margold Transportation. I hope I said that right. Ooh, belching again. Y'all know how it go. Ron Walker, what's going on? Lon Warner, I appreciate that. I think he became a member. Salute. Thank you. Thank you so much. He is a member. Let me tell you guys real quick before I reel off the last 5 names for those that made it in here to comment first. If you do become a member perk is if you have a question, your question gets answered immediately on my podcast show. Okay. So that is the perk of being a member. And if you have questions, see, because a lot of y'all want mentorship, right, from Loshawn. And I don't give one-on-one mentorship any longer unless you are under the Parks Motor Group brand. All right. But an easy way, if you want to look at it, is to be a member, join the member, and basically you could ask me all the questions you would like and gain all the information that you possibly may need. And if I don't have the information, I definitely will guide you in the direction of that. So big ups to my man Lon for being actually my first member. That's bombs out for that, man. My first member. I appreciate it, man. It is available down there in the bio or somewhere in that area. Okay. I just added that feature to my channel probably about a week ago. So thank you so much, Lon, for being the first one. Mob Tanker, what's good? Jeanette, I see you. Matty Ice, my man. I ain't seen you in a minute, Matty. How you been, man? Yeah. Sometimes, hey, the cat dragging things that you ain't seen in a while. What's going on, Matty? Good to see you in here, man. Trucker Juice, Blacktop Trucking. And I just had a super chat come through in that one. Super chats take precedence. So we're going to bring this up. Mike Sand sent me a $19.99 super chat. Says, hello, King. I wanted to know what is the best place or dealer to get truck and trailer from. Also, should I lease a truck or buy? I'm currently renting from Penske. Just ready to control my business completely. Peace, King. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. So let's dissect this just a little bit for you. So your first question was that you wanted to know the best place or dealer to get a truck and trailer. The best place to get a truck and trailer from is probably going to be the place that finances you. Okay. Unless you're walking in with cash money, ready to slap it down on the table, and you can pick your poison at that point, if you will, then it's going to be the place that's going to be able to finance you. Right. Because I could tell you to go to one specific place, or people could tell you to go to specific places, and you might not get financed there. You might not get approved. So that wouldn't help your situation. So the best answer to that question is going to be who will approve you is going to be the best solution to getting your truck and trailer. All right. That's the best answer I got for you on the first one. Also, should I lease a truck or buy? When it comes down to whether you should lease a truck or you should buy a truck, I'm gonna be honest with you, that is a individual answer that you have to give to yourself, right? So that's almost like you're giving the question and answer to your own solution, all right? Because can't nobody tell you to go and lease, can't nobody tell you to go and buy. It's all on what you're comfortable with doing and your comfortability level and finances at what you should do. I've always preached that allow your finances to tell you what direction to take. Okay. So if you're financially stable, then, and you have enough capital to go and buy a truck and also have yourself with money left over after that. And I'm not talking about a measly $2,000 left over. I'm talking about you go and buy a truck and you still got roughly between $15,000, $20,000 extra behind. Then I think that your money tells you what you are capable of doing. If you don't have that funding there available, then once again, your money tells you what to do. So that may mean you may need to be a lease operator or go lease, or that you may want to stay doing be in a company position until you get your bread right. All right. And your last question was just ready to control my business completely. And here's the deal. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. I double salute anybody that wants to be an entrepreneur. All right. But with this industry, it's going to be here. And I tell everybody all the time, and people that ask me all the time, don't rush. Especially don't rush to a headache. All right. Because being an owner operator, being a lease operator, you could be rushing yourself into a headache, especially if you are not knowledgeable of what needs to be done to run a business, to be successful, understanding how capital works. Capital. I can't stress this enough. Capital, meaning your financials, your outside of trucking expenses. All this stuff plays a major part and key in letting you know when you are ready to level up to the next level. All right. So I hope that was good enough information for you, or at least leads you in the right direction. I don't want to lead you the wrong direction. I just want to tell you that these are some key points that you should take with you prior to making the leap and the jump. Because so many people will tell you, just go do it, be your own boss, do that, blah, 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 blah. But they won't tell you all of the speed bumps and the hurdles and the headaches that come along with that. And the biggest one being finances, capital. That's it. All right. But thanks for the super chat, man. Appreciate that, man. That's big right there. All right. Getting back to it. All right. So it looks like I got everybody. I see Smitty in here as well. Cedric, I guess I'll finish off because these are the people that have commented so far. Daycap Slim, what's good? And Mike Sand. If you don't be afraid of the chat down there. Please do. Okay. Please do. Okay. Because not only I have information, but you will find that my chat is very informative and people in there can assist as well when I don't pay attention to it unless it lights up to me. Okay. So that's when I pay attention to it. All right, let's get to a little bit of news. We are 16 minutes in. I have some breaking news that kind of intertwines with the subject at hand. All right. And this news came down over the weekend. This is part of being a fleet owner, is that there's never no days off. Granted, we would like to have days off. Granted, I would love to just say, hey, I only work Monday through Friday. That ain't the case. All right. Whether news is coming down or whether drivers needing help or I'm putting out fires. Okay. Because I'm a firefighter too. Yeah, I am. I'm a certified firefighter of entrepreneurial problems that happen and I got to put those fires out. So I am a certified firefighter when it comes to that. Okay. But we will talk more in depth about that after we finish this news up. But before we get to the news, let's get to something inspirational for today. I think that the best thing that I saw this weekend as I pull it up was this. I think it's very inspirational. Let's take a moment, take a gander at
it. I'm tired. It don't matter. You got to work. Bad pass. You got to make some shots. Just finished training 2 clients. It's 11 o'clock at night, but you can't make excuses. If you want to be great, you got to get in the gym every single day. Every day. You got to stay locked in. Now, what's your excuse?
Boy, jumper wet. Yeah, I think wet. All right, so now I know some of y'all are looking at this and like, yo, bro, this is a trucking podcast. You supposed to be talking about trucking. You over here showing videos of a guy shooting hoops. If the only thing that you paid attention to on that whole entire thing was the guy shooting hoops, it went over your head. Did you listen to the message that he was conveying? The message was put in work, dedication, never quit, keep going. Hard times are there. Push through them. And if you caught it, the harder that he was working, the more he was being successful with making his shots. Same way in trucking. Okay. Got to keep pushing through. But if that went over your head, don't worry. If you're late to the party, we'll play it again as the closing session for the night. All right. But very inspirational. All right. Very inspirational. Breaking news. I don't know if any of y'all paid attention this weekend to this, but don't worry, because I'm going to tell you about it. All right. I'm going to tell you about it. Splat out. Take a minute. Look at that. If you're driving, don't look at it. Don't worry. I'm going to read it to you. All right. You're going to hear it in a minute. But for those that, for the view and pleasure, take a look at that. It says IC wipeout plan. If y'all don't know what IC wipeout plan is, that is independent contractor. Okay. Some of y'all don't know what an independent contractor is. These are individuals who lease onto carriers, who lease anything that is not an authority. Okay. Is an IC. As it reads, President Biden and Democrats moving full speed ahead on plan to pass IC wipeout bill. Yeah. Just in case y'all need to know, we don't see a date on this, Low. How official is this? There's the date. This came out June 27th, 2021, which was yesterday, Sunday. They always try to throw news down when y'all ain't paying attention. But don't worry, because I always am. And I'm always going to bring it to y'all attention. All right? Always going to bring it to y'all attention. So I'm going to read the article to y'all. And with this, I'm going to tell you now, for lease operators, independent contractors, owner-operators that are leasing onto carriers, this is not going to be great news to your ears. All right? To fleet owners, this is not going to be great news to your ears. Okay? What we will talk about today later on, and probably about after I read this article, is so you want to be a fleet owner, and we're going to talk in depth on why some of you guys may want to reconsider that. And with this news coming down on Sunday, it definitely may be a reconsideration. Okay? Even for the solo people. Let's get into it. Coming out of Washington, D.C., this news article is courteous of Transportation Nation Network. You can view it as well on transportationnation.com. Washington, D.C., June 27th, 2021. President Biden and Democratic leaders are moving full speed ahead on their plan to pass a bill many trucking groups warn will lead to the wipeout of hundreds of thousands of independent contractors. Earlier this year, the U.S. House of Representatives narrowly passed the controversial Protecting the Right to Organize, also known as the PRO Act. Most trucking groups say will ultimately destroy the industry's leased owner-operator model. It's getting thick. The PRO Act then moved to the U.S. Senate, where it faced much longer odds because normal rules required 60 votes for passage. It quickly became clear Democrats would not be able to cobble together the 60 votes needed, so they devised another plan. Of course they did, right? Of course they came up with another plan. It would only make sense, right? Yeah. President Biden and Democratic leaders rolled the PRO Act into their $2.25 trillion infrastructure proposal known as the American Jobs Plan. Is that right? A $953 billion bipartisan infrastructure spending agreement reached last week does not include the PRO Act or a long list of other Democratic agenda items such as climate, innovatives, urban housing, child care benefits, and much more. However, recent comments by President Biden and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, Democrat from California, leaves no doubt about how they intend to ensure the PRO Act becomes law. I get it. Y'all hated Trump, though. I get it. Or y'all hated it. Y'all hate any Republican. I get it. I get it. I get it. As Transportation Nation Network, TNN, reported in April, Democrats plan to pass the PRO Act along with their other wish list of items through a budgeting tool known as reconciliation, which only requires 51 votes for approval in the Senate and a simple majority of the House. So at one point in time, they needed 60. So they did this reconciliation where now it doesn't need 60 because they knew they couldn't get 60 votes. So now they got it to where they only needed to get 51, right? Drop off 9 because we know it probably won't pass. So now we got this reconciliation where we only need 51. Unbelievable. On Saturday, President Biden said he is confident he and his party can accomplish their legislative mission through reconciliation. He quotes, "I will ask Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat from New York, to schedule both the bipartisan infrastructure plan and the reconciliation bill for action in the Senate," Mr. Biden commented. He goes on and says, I expect both to go to the House, where I will work with Speaker Pelosi on the path forward after Senate action. Ultimately, I'm confident that Congress will get both to my desk so I can sign each bill. It's not looking good. Okay, not looking good. No, not at all. And you're going to see how much thicker this gets. Okay. At her weekly press conference last Thursday, Speaker Pelosi also made it clear she would not be taking up the bipartisan bill unless a reconciliation budget bill packed with Democratic goodies like the PRO Act was first passed by the Senate. So she's against, so Pelosi is on some, if you don't sign my bill or agree to my bill that has a bunch of Democratic goodies in there, such as the PRO Act, then we're not signing off on the bipartisan. Y'all see what type of games they playing with your industry, your field. She goes on to say there ain't going to be no bipartisan bill unless we have a reconciliation bill passed by the United States Senate. She empathetically told reporters. This course of action is likely Democrats' only chance to success since they hold on only a slim, majority in the Senate, with Vice President Kamala Harris likely casting a deciding vote. Of course they would. They would push this to where Kamala makes the deciding vote. And who you think she's voting for? Come on. Who you think she's voting for? Against anything that pushes us being independent, meaning being entrepreneurs, meaning being individuals. They're against that. And you're going to find out as I continue to read. As it stands, only 3 Democratic senators, Arizona's Christine, I want to say her name is Sinema, and Mark Kelly, along with Mark Warner of Virginia, have not yet expressed support for the PRO Act. All right. So we got 3 Democrats that have not expressed support for this. Wait till you hear what they plan to do. Senators Sinema and Kelly have come under withering attacks from the left-wing grassroots organization, and major unions have warned they will pull financial support from each senator if they do not fall in line. The pressure on these lawmakers is expected to be ratcheted up even further in the days and weeks ahead. Why trucking groups are concerned. Specifically, the PRO Act amends the National Labor Relations Act, NLRA, by imposing an ABC test to determine whether a worker is an employee or independent contractor. The so-called B prong of the test classifies a worker as an employee of the company unless that worker performs a service outside the unusual course of the business of the employer. Trucking stakeholders fear the PRO Act's ABC test would likely eventually be expanded to include non-union businesses and be used as a tool to force unionization. Is that right? So they're going to use, okay, got you. So you guys want more unions, more control of the workforce. Yeah. This scenario would ultimately pave the way to reclassification of all owner-operators who might operate under another motor carrier's authority, thus ending trucking's long-established lease owner-operator model. Excuse me. A lease operator would be left with either choosing to obtain his or her own authority and take on skyrocketing insurance costs, or become a company driver and possibly even join a union. Hope y'all paying attention. I told you I was going to get thicker. Many trucking stakeholders also worry this outcome would likely lead to thousands of good drivers exiting the industry altogether. Few issues in the last century has galvanized such widespread solidarity among trucking groups as the threat of the PRO Act becomes law. The American Trucking Association, Truckload Carrier Association, Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association, Small Business and Trucking Coalition, National Association of Small Trucking Companies and Transportation, Intermediaries Association. I don't know how to say that. That's close as y'all gonna get from me. Just to name a few, have each spoken out in opposition to the PRO Act. Transportation Nation will soon have more on the battle over the PRO Act. So make sure you are following us on social media or sign up for free, yada, 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 yada. Bring my chat up. Anybody send any super chat, I'll make sure before I get into my spiel. Okay, I don't see anything. No super chats, no nothing. All right, so let me get into my spiel. So what they are indicating from what I've read, what they're trying to push is you guys are trying to push the small business owners, one truck operators, fleet owners, if you're not a mega carrier, out the way. And I am very shocked to see that ATA is actually against this. And they probably rightfully so should be, because one, they lose money on it. Two, you create a huge shortage in supplies in this country. Like, I don't know where they come up with this thinking from, that by us doing this, that this helps out the economy. No, it doesn't. Not at all. It doesn't help out the economy. What it does is it hurts the economy. It hurts our country, because now we're talking about grocery stores. We're talking about stores in general with shortage on shelves. Why? There's not enough truckers. Why? Because your party that the majority voted for, right? That the majority voted for, came in here and decided to disrupt the entire country, spend trillions of dollars on infrastructure, and not to mention, are they spending trillions of dollars on infrastructure, but also now they have pushed out the owner operators, forcing everybody to go and get their own authority. Now here's the catch-22. Okay. Some of y'all think that, oh, it's just easy. Just go get your own authority and you're good to go. Maybe y'all missed it, but I'll reiterate this. They're talking about wiping out 1099 completely. There is no more owner operator outside of you having your own authority. And if you have your own authority, there is no more bringing owner operators under your carrier as owner operators. There is no more places like Landstar, F2F, Jones, places like that allow the owner operator who owns his equipment, or the man who goes out and leases his equipment, to come underneath their authority and run it as such. No. What this does is it eliminates all of that and turns each and every one of us into company drivers. So say that you go out and get your own authority. You can't bring in no owner operators. No. It's stated right there that you have to be an employee, because you can't lease under another person's authority. So with that being said, that person can't make you an owner operator. They technically have to make you a W-2. And at that point, you're a company driver. So that what it does is it's going to make everybody go out here and create these authorities. We're going to have authority over here, authority over there, and it's going to be a disaster. Because what it's going to do is a lot of people are going to get pushed out. You're not going to be able to be a fleet owner, because now you're going to have employees. And I don't know if some of you guys know this or not, but let me educate you. Most states in the United States, outside of one state, which is Texas, which I wouldn't recommend that any of you guys do this, but it's your call. But most states, anytime you have more than 3 drivers, 3 employees, you have to sign up for workers' comp. And I'm so sick of people sitting here saying that occupational accident coverage is workers' comp. It's not. Completely night and day difference. You're not, once you get past 4 employees, you are required to provide workers' comp insurance. And let me tell you something, in case y'all didn't know, workers' comp insurance is expensive as hell. It ain't cheap. I've already been quoted on workers' comp insurance. Guess how much my down payment was for freaking 15 employees? 15. They wanted $100,000 down payment. How many small fleets have $100,000 a year down payment to put on for workers' comp? Just ready to go, $100,000 down payment for workers' comp. Not to mention, they already have the insurance hikes about to go into play for trucking. It's getting ridiculous. So don't think that you can just, I go get occupational insurance for my drivers and that's workers' comp. No, it's not. Occupational covers basically contractors. Once you start getting into employees, you can't offer occupational. It don't work. One, you shouldn't want occupational if you have employees because it doesn't technically cover you as a business. Occupational is more in favor of the driver or the employee. Workers' comp protects you as a company. So if one has occupational, they could still sue the wheels off of you for injury. If I'm mistaken, I see my wife is in here. Tell me if I'm mistaken. Occupational is that the company has to prove that injury wasn't created. If you have workers' comp, the employee has to prove that injury was created. In case some of y'all didn't know, it's way cheaper for occupational. That's why so many of these carriers got it, right? Y'all notice that? Every carrier got occupational for $40. Occupational $45. Go check somebody who has workers' comp and paying into workers' comp. It almost triples the amount of occupational. Why? It protects more. Occupational really ain't that protective at all. Some of y'all want to be a fleet owner though, huh? Some of y'all want to be a fleet owner. And these are the things that I do not hear on YouTube. I hear all of the glory about being a fleet owner. I hear the little simple headaches, but I don't hear the reality headaches. I don't hear where people is really telling y'all about your biggest expense that you're going to hurdle across is workers' comp. If this bill passes like they are pushing so heavily for it to do, reconciliation bill versus the bipartisans bill, we don't got to get 60 votes. Now all we need is 51, and let's get to 51 and have Kamala Harris be the deciding factor, and we already know which way she's voting. Their intention is to unionize and put all independent contractors, people that want to be entrepreneurs, out of business, out of the way. And if you're not going to be out the way, you damn sure are going to pay to play. Another super chat just came through. Let me get that up here. Ricky Carmen says, great info. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you. I just try to bring you guys stuff for y'all to wake up. Now, this news article dropped Sunday. Immediately when I heard of this news article, I started contacting people that I know that have fleets and start saying, yo, did you see this article? Especially if they are leased onto carriers, if they're leasing their equipment, such as myself. Do you see this? They want us to basically turn everybody into an employee. And if we go ahead and turn all of our drivers into employees, and most fleet owners I know got 4 or 5 trucks, 6 trucks, paying on 1099. You know what? That puts them out of business. Because now you got to go get workers' comp, dog, and it's going to run you a penny, a pretty penny to do it. For all of my guys that's leasing on with Landstar, F2F, and all these owner-operator carriers, what happens? They're going to tell you what? You're going to be a company driver of your own equipment? So if you want to be on with us, we're here at Landstar, and you got to be a company driver. We got to pay you cent per mile on your own equipment. Think about this now. On your own equipment, unless you're going to go out and get your own authority, and then you're going to go get your own authority. And then your insurance rates are going to be through the roof because they're going to take the hike. So they're trying to squeeze you one way or another. I'm telling y'all right now, this bill passes, I probably won't be able to sustain. I know a lot of other fleet owners that are smaller fleet owners ain't going to be able to sustain this. Why? This is crazy. You guys are pushing an agenda to hurt this country. As if we couldn't already see the importance of truckers during COVID in the shortage in grocery stores, the shortage in anything in this country. And we're still dealing with a shortage, still trying to get the country back on its feet prior to COVID coming in. And we still are dealing with shortages at warehouses, shortages in stores, people not having product because it isn't being built. Trucks can't get it there fast enough. And y'all are coming in here as a political party talking about doing away with owner operators. So you're looking to completely destroy the country, just completely fuck it up. And these is the freaking bums that people voted for because they believe their fucking lies. And don't get me wrong, all politicians are liars. All right. All of them, Republican, Democrat, don't matter, liberal, whatever. They're all liars. They all got selected agendas on what they're going to do when they get into office. But I'll be damned if we accept people that get into office that are here to destroy the country, not help the country, destroy the country. Spending trillions of dollars on infrastructure in this country. You know what that infrastructure is for, right? It's to push for autonomous. Come on, let's be serious here. It's to push for autonomous. They're not forking over billions and investors putting billions of dollars in autonomous technology for it not to work. They're putting these millions and billions of dollars in it because it is going to work. And they're going to do it by force, whether you like it or not. Ooh, autonomous trucks. I don't think I'll see them. You're full of shit. And they're showing it right here in your very freaking face, slapping you with it. Psh, shut up. We're going to bring in our agenda and we're going to do it in your face. And in the process of us doing it in your face, we're going to put you out of business. It's a sad situation. Sad situation, man. Shit like this makes, people that have fleets just pause. Deep convo. Appreciate that, Leon. Or Lon. Appreciate that. Makes you want to pause. People that are considering getting fleets, if this didn't make you reconsider, I don't know what else would. Because at this point, you'll just be throwing your money into something when they're indicating what their agenda is. That you go into it and I'm the big fleet owner. I got trucks and oh shit, I gotta turn everybody W-2. Oh shit, I gotta pay payroll taxes. Oh, shit. I got to pay workers' comp. Schmitty, appreciate that, baby Bubba. Gave me that $14.99. Schmitty says, so that's all $10.99, right? In the transportation department. Now, is that hot shot as well? Yeah, anything DOT. Anything DOT. Now here's the deal, right? Schmitty, let me pull it back up. If you got your own authority, right? And you your own driver of that, then of course, you still probably be 1099 because you are working for self. But the moment that you start going and get additional hot shot trucks underneath it, yeah, all of those are employees. Can't nobody lease under you. That's basically what this is saying. You cannot lease under nobody else's authority without having your own. That's it. Another super chat came through. Appreciate that, Osman. Sean Travel sent me $10 super chat. He says there is a 2 to 3 month wait on getting a truck right now. 2, man. Yes, there is. I've tried it as well. Thanks for your dedication to help everyone else. I've been watching since Yellow Truck. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That's how you get my attention. All right. So for the rest of the chat that's going on down there, if it's something that you really want to say to me or bring to my attention, you got to super chat. All right. I'm not paying attention to the comment section. All right. And then when the phones come on, or when I turn the link line on, I should say, then I just pay attention to those that call in. All right. So that's how you grasp my attention. Send a super chat. All right. But this is a big deal. All right. This can potentially be a big deal. Now, it hasn't gone through yet, so I don't want everybody to start hitting the panic button. All right. We don't want y'all to hit all that, okay? We don't need y'all hitting all that. All right. But the purpose of me telling you guys this is to let you guys know what their agenda is. And for you to be knowledgeable to it. So proact. Right? This could not go through. But the way that they speaking is they damn sure is pushing this with an iron fist. Okay. So just be understanding of what's going on. All right. So as far as being a fleet owner, I talked a little bit on it, right? Where it's kind of crazy because it kind of segued into the news topic where I was saying about y'all need to understand about workers' comp, occupational, the difference. Because I keep hearing guys misconstrue the two and think that just by you having occupational that you're covered. I heard a guy on the stream say, "Oh yeah, occupational basically is workers' comp." No, it's not. Absolutely not. Completely different. Don't believe me? Look up the two. It's night and day difference. They both are coverages. One is less than the other. All right. One, the carrier or the company has to prove. The other one, the driver has to prove. Not the same at all. That's why one is way cheaper than the other one. So please, let's not confuse this any longer. Occupational and workers' comp is two different things. I can go and get an occupational policy for $5,000-$6,000 down. And like I said, I got to go get a workers' comp one for $100,000 down. Completely different. The other thing that you guys may want to consider, and I'm not making this to discourage any of y'all, but more so I'm so sick of hearing, I want to get a fleet. I'm going to get a couple of trucks and most of us who have grown fleets or have fleets, whether it's a lease fleet, which doesn't make sense, or it's a owned fleet, which still don't make sense because a fleet is a fleet, period. Okay. But whoever has a fleet, most of the time, these situations fell into our lap. I believe I got some fleet owners. I seen D-Raj a little bit earlier that can attest to this. Most of the time, being a fleet owner falls into your lap, meaning that there's an opportunity. You had one truck, and there was an opportunity that presented itself that was really hard for you to turn down. Okay, whether it was you got a truck on a discount, you got a truck at a good rate to put down on, or whatever, and it just so happens to kaboom fall there. I never had the inspiration ever of being a fleet owner. That wasn't my intention. That wasn't my goal when I came into trucking. It wasn't. I didn't even know what my goal was when I came into trucking. I just knew I wanted to make more money than what I was making local. That's the type of time I was on. I wanted to make more money than I was making being local. And I did that. And for 5 years, even when I was with Prime, I never had the mind frame when I was at Prime of being a fleet owner. And those that were at Prime and has followed my journey and has followed me on my channel know that. I never talked about really being a fleet owner like that. Ever. Until what? The shit happened. Just so happened this truck fell in my lap. Because when I left Prime, I went to Jones and I was teaming with I leased a truck from Quality, and then I teamed with Trucker Brown, and then I got my own truck. And I had the white Cascadia, 2018 one. And when I had that white one, I still wasn't thinking about teaming. I mean, wasn't thinking about doing a fleet. I just had a dope new truck and I was pulling step deck. I was living my dream, to be honest with you. It wasn't no thoughts of a fleet. I ended up having my surgery. The opportunity fell in my lap. The place where I leased my trucks from said, hey, we got another truck. Are you interested in it? It's a used truck and it's a 2017 or something like that. Freightliner Cascadia, low mileage. They only wanted me to put down $2,500. What? That's it? Yeah. Yeah, I'll take it. I didn't even have a driver at that point. Just let me get it. Why? I can't beat that deal. It's $2,500 down. All right. So it fell into my lap. But it was never something that I walked around and said, ooh, I got aspirations of being a fleet owner. I want to have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 trucks. No, I never did. The shit just fell there. And when it fell there, I just took it on. And then from there, 2 went to 3, 3 went to 4, 4 went to 6, so on and so forth. Actually, I think I want to say 3 went to like 8, because then I had people who had invested with me on getting 5 other trucks. So that's how that popped off. It was never planned though. I didn't never sit here and say, this is what I'm going to do. Brick by brick by brick on it, right? Because little do y'all know, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't think that most of y'all are cut out for that. You may think that you are. You may see individuals on YouTube, such as myself, who may make this look a little bit easy. It's not easy at all. Don't get it twisted for a split second. Having a fleet is a daily headache. Daily headache. You deal with people, their issues, their family, their problems, their complaints, on top of that, dealing with your own shit. So when I see so many people talk about this is something that they want to do, no, you don't. You have no clue. You think that it's cool because the reason why you want to do it is you see dollars. You see dollars in your eyes. If I get this, if I know I can make this off of this truck, then I know I can make that. If I get the second one, I can go to this one, to the third, and I can go up to the fourth, and then the fifth, and I'm in the money. You fooling yourself. All that shit is fairy tale, bro. Most of y'all are not going to be built for it because one, as my man Dirty Broke said, and he did a good live. Dirty Broke, DB, if you in here, what up, boy? He did a good live. He said the reason why he lost his fleet is because he couldn't keep up with the competition. And man, that is so true. What do you mean by the competition, Lo? People will leave you for a penny more. Let me say it again for those in the back that didn't hear me. And let me sit up in my chair so y'all can hear me. People will leave you for a penny more. You're paying them 60 cents. They will leave you for 61. Not knowing in their mind that they just made a fucking lateral move. You left me to go and gain $20 more a week, possibly. Come on, man. And they think that they're moving up. It's the hamster in the wheel. You will see this so much by you being a fleet owner. The hamster in the wheel. They running in place and ain't going nowhere. I've had people leave me because I won't give them advances. So you want to leave me because your finances is fucked up. Because that's all an advance is. When you take advances, that means that your finances is fucked. You shouldn't need to take advances if you have good money management skills. And companies prey and prowl on people to take advances. Why? Because they throwing interest on there. Oh, you need to borrow 1,000? No problem. We'll loan it to you. You're gonna give us back 11 though. And they taking it the following week. You just gave them a free 100 because your poor money management skill. These are the things that you will deal with. Drivers have every excuse in the world on why they couldn't drive today. Dog ate the steering wheel. Super glued my GPS on the dashboard the wrong way. I mean, from every excuse in the book, I thought that I've heard them all. That's why, you know, what's so interesting about it is me and other fleet owners could have a discussion and we could chuckle about stuff. You know why? Because most of the time we've been through the same shit. We've all been through the same shit as fleet owners. We've dealt with it. Somehow, some way, and out of it being 1 million drivers, it never seems to fail. It seems most of them do the same stuff that just makes you scratch your head like, huh? What? Y'all ready? Y'all want to be fleet owners, huh? Is that right? Let me show you something. If you want to get down with being a fleet owner, bring in the footage, man.
Fucking priceless.
Look at this shit. Look at this.
Can't wait in traffic.
Look at this shit.
My truck stuck.
This dude tries to bust a U-turn on the interstate because he's sitting there. Look at this shit. Tearing up the fucking equipment. Look at this. About to cause an accident in the other lane. Look at this shit. Who does this type of thing? Who does this? Who does this, bro? Watch this. Watch this. Oncoming trucks.
The full send. Just go for it.
Look at this shit. Tearing shit up. Look at this shit. Oncoming traffic. Look, he about to pull out in front of these trucks. What are you doing? Unbelievable. What are you doing? If you was a fleet owner, how would you feel right now? He's tearing up your shit. Probably then shifted the load. Then tore up the damn truck. Come on, man. What the fuck? In the middle of the highway.
Back to Vice Grip Garage for the final day of Rocky Mountain Race Week. This is going to be a good one. Everyone's just...
My mic. All right, my bad, y'all. My bad on that. Forgot to turn that off. That's crazy. Shout out to my man, Call Me Cooley. I got that off of his channel. But that's crazy. Y'all not built, man. I'm telling you, y'all not. If you don't want gray hairs all over the place and you're in your 30s, like Lo, stay away from it. I see you just struggling. Let's watch the Vice Grip one. All right, man. Look, what my likes looking like, bro? Because I didn't even check on my likes. Everybody in the building should have hit the like button. If I didn't drop some information on y'all from the news article to me telling you guys about workers' comp, occupational, and you didn't hit the like button, what is going on in that tool between your shoulders, man? Moderators, how many likes I got? I'm gonna tell you what, I better be at it's 149. Watch, I better be at a smooth 100. If I ain't at a smooth 100, we taking a break. And then I'll allow the callers to call in. I would love in the call-in hour, I want people who have either had a fleet in the past and let it go, has a fleet, tell me your stories, or I want people that are inspiring to have a fleet call in and allow me to assist you on answering some of your questions for you. Not all is bad in fleet owning and being a fleet owner, but it ain't all good. It ain't all good. All right. I'm sick of the notion that fleet owners make all kinds of money, that fleet owners just can sit back at the crib and chill. That ain't the case. That is not the case. And another thing, matter of fact, I'll give y'all two more secrets, but y'all gotta hit the likes, bro. Like I ain't playing with y'all, bro. Straight up. I'm not for games. 146 people watching, 79 likes right now ain't gonna cut it for me. It's not gonna step in my crib in disrespect. Not gonna do it. Not. So I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes. Matter of fact, y'all want some music while y'all getting y'all life together? Y'all let me know when y'all get to 100. Moderators, let me know when to hit 100. I'll give y'all some nice music. Then we'll get back to it. But that's how I'm feeling about it. Where is my new song I want to play? I just got it. Got it. Nope, that was my other. Y'all like my new intro? For those that made it on time? Dope, right? Jing was fire. It's my new intro song. As I'm looking through my files here, I'm trying to find the. Oh well, I don't know where it is. Should have been more prepared, and I'm not. But oh well. Dang, that sucked. I really wanted to play that. I could play the nerve-wracking song, but I'm trying to get y'all a pass. 101. All right, thank y'all so much for hitting the like button. Jesus Christ. Dang. Y'all get so much information in here, so much valuable information, and all I ask y'all to do is hit the like button, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. It costs you nothing. Hit it. Shit. Damn. Stingy asses with that, but love to get the info. Y'all want everything for the free ski, but don't want to hit the like button. Ain't that shit weird? Weirdos. All right, so the other piece of information that I want to give y'all about fleet owning is that it is a 7-day-a-week job. All right. 7 day a week, 24/7, 365. Like, I want to take a vacation so bad. I do. I want to take a vacation so bad. I cannot take one right now because I have drivers that are still fairly new with us. So I can't take that vacation yet. So I'm still chilling on that. And speaking of me chilling on that, what up, Cooley? I just finished playing your video a minute ago, man, of the truck being stuck. Speaking of, we are still hiring for the time being. I have I got one, maybe maybe 2 trucks. All right. Maybe 2 trucks. I'll put a post out tomorrow, maybe, or later on tonight, letting you guys know. Another thing, let's get into it. And another thing, if you are considering being a fleet owner, I do not recommend you guys paying salary. I'm gonna tell you honestly. I do not recommend you paying salary. I can just tell you right now, it won't work out. All right. And that segues into my second thought, okay, which is do not be afraid as a fleet owner to change your business model as often as you need to, okay? If you need to change your pay structure, you need to drop some bonuses, you need to add some bonuses, you need to add a policy. Because what you will come to find out, like I said this before, don't worry, your drivers will create new policies for you all the time, right? That it's like you didn't think of that, but they did that shit. So now you got to add that as a policy because they fucked up. And it's like, oh yeah, we don't want that same mistake to happen again. Right. So now you got to create policies. And thank you to the driver because you just created me a new policy. And there it is. And I tell my drivers all the time that, listen, shit rolls downhill. Okay. It's not technically one driver that's messing this all up. With me, it tends to be, I give an opportunity and collectively, meaning more than just one person, has screwed this up. And it's gotten to a point where if it isn't profitable and you are a fleet owner and you're a business owner, if it isn't profitable, you need to make changes. I don't give a damn what any driver tries to tell you, tries to make you feel, tries to make you negotiate. It's to hell with that. At the end of the day, you're still running a business and you are in business to be profit. All right. Drivers, they will come and they will go. Period. And what I've come to find out, it don't matter how much you pay a driver. You could pay a driver $1 million a day. They will still find some type of way to, 1, either fuck up your equipment, 2, find something to complain about, or 3, fuck you off somewhere along the way. Period. It don't matter the price. All right. So what you need to make sure that you're doing as a fleet owner is you need to make sure that you're scaling your business to where you are profitable. Do not ever let your driver or drivers intimidate you to make you feel like you need to pay more or that you need to give more to them. You handle what you can handle as a business. Because let me tell you one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. You listen to your drivers the entire time. Not telling you not to listen to your drivers, because I do take advice and I do listen to my drivers. But let me tell you something. If I allowed my drivers to run my company themselves, I would be out of business. Because let them tell it, they deserve the world and they will want $1 a mile for all miles driven with full benefits and everything else. Let them tell it. And if you allow your drivers to steer your company as far as profit margins, you won't have profit margins. You will be underneath the bridge. So you have to do what you have to do. And if that means you have to adjust your pay scale to make it to where you can be profitable and the drivers can be profitable as well. I'm not telling you to just be like, F them. It's all about my profit margins. No, because then technically you'll have a high turnover rate. But at the same time, you have to find that happy medium, right? And if you don't find it and you allow them to make all of the money, you paying out all kinds of wages to them and you're not making money, this is how companies go belly up. And when they go belly up, guess what those drivers do? They head over to the next company. They're going to go get the next job. You think they're about to give you any money to get up off your back? You think they're going to give you any of that paycheck back to help you restructure your business? No, they gone in the wind. So as a fleet owner, as a business owner, you better make sure you take care of home first and make sure your profit margins are where they need to be at. Because if not, you in business to make your drivers rich and your business go poor. You won't be in business long. You ain't got to worry about, I treated my drivers the best. I treated them great. You ain't gonna have to worry about that after long, because you ain't gonna be in business long enough for you to even say that they even steal your drivers, bro. And that's real shit. That's a fact, though. Remember, if you got a question, you got to throw a super chat up. I don't pay attention. I'm glancing at the comment section. I see y'all got questions. You got to throw a super chat up, or it does not get answered in here. I will continue on with my show. So with that being said, y'all ready? Are you ready? On the left. Are you ready? On the right. Let's get ready to drop that link down there. Okay. Invite, copy the clipboard. Once again, I want all my fleet owners. If you're a fleet owner, if you are a previous fleet owner, used to have a fleet, call in. If you are a fleet owner, call in. Or if you are an inspiring fleet owner, to call in. Or if you are one who wants to know further information about being a fleet owner, to call in. If you're not calling in about that, don't call in. All right. You call in on some, hey, Lo, I was just calling to ask you, what's a good company? Click. That means off my line. Okay. Off my line. So we're dropping it down there right now. Right now. Bang. There you go. All right. Let me go to my YouTube on my phone so I can pin it up there. Pin message. All right, now the message it's pinned up there, so I don't want to hear nobody say, can you drop the link again? It's pinned. Okay, so meaning that it should be, let's see, it should be up at the top. There it is. It's on there. It's up at the top. Don't be scared. Okay, hit the link. It's right there. Come on in, ask some questions. And I got some answers for you. All right. All my fleet owners, where y'all at? Come in and give y'all horror stories. Tell people the honest truth about being a fleet owner, because these people need to hear this. Because if they don't hear it now and they go out there and they go off of the strength of thinking that it's something that any and everybody can do, then what good are we? We're setting them up for failure. Tell Mario, tell whoever Mario it was. Thank you. Oh, it's Mario. Oh, you talking about from earlier? Caldwell. Is he in here? Mario, where you at, man? Are you still in here? I think he was in here earlier. I don't know. I was looking. I don't. Nah, it's not just Mario. I don't think. No. Mario Caldwell. Mario Caldwell, Shay. Look, come on, let's go. Y'all, matter of fact, we could talk about anything. Matter of fact, let me open it up. Okay. Let's talk about the subjects that we talked about today. So we could talk about the Pro Act bill that they're trying to pass, or we can talk about lease, about them trying to get rid of lease operators. Come on in. First call is in here.
What's up, Lo?
I see you was good, man.
Yeah, that's the first time I heard about that thing about buying. But I got a question. In moving, if you go with the van lines, you have to operate under their authority. So I don't know if that's going to be controversial, because working in the van lines, you make good money, but you have to take your authority. You have to cover it. You know what I mean? Like, you guys just say, you got your truck and you're owner operator, and you said you want to go to the van line. The van line's going to pay you $350,000 a year. Well,
okay.
You got to take your DOT number. You got to hide it and work under theirs. I don't know if that's what they are trying to do. I don't know, but it's not that bad. Don't get me wrong; it's not that bad when you're in van lines. I mean, doing moving.
Right.
The next thing, have you ever thought about going to be self-insured since you have 15 trucks? I don't know if that in self-insurance would be cheaper for you, but I'm looking to broaden my business. I'm looking to broaden, but I'm looking to be self-insured, because with car hauling, just to get in it, it's $80,000 for insurance.
Right.
I can't afford $80,000 insurance and give my clients a good, reasonable rate to ship their cars.
Correct.
But from business to business, I would say look at the self-insured. It might be cheaper for you, even workers' comp. All that self-insured might be a little cheaper for you.
Yeah, but doesn't self-insured basically mean that I have to cover in case anything happens to like the cargo, and let's say, or an accident, God forbid, one of my drivers have a fatal accident and they want to sue for $3 million. If I don't have $3 million to cover damages, I can't be self-insured, correct?
Well, I don't know what the specs. I don't know what they might act, but the self-insured, just say, okay, you're self-insured for, say $50,000. Anything under $50,000, you pay. Now, I'm not saying that it is $50,000. It's something that you're going to have to research on. You have to research, because if you have 15 trucks, think about it, 15 trucks. I don't know what you're paying for insurance now, but in Maryland, it's like $30,000 a truck. That's a lot of money.
Right.
For a new truck, that's a lot of money. And also in your autonomous in the DC area, I'm in the Washington DC area, and I go to Federal Motor Carrier. The autonomous trucks, they are going after the reefers, and they're going after dry vans. They can't touch flatbeds, you can't touch step decks, you can't touch lowboards, because sometimes they got to deal with oversized shipment, and they got to deal with certain times of the day that they have to operate that truck, and they got to get permits. Autonomous trucks can't do that. So
right.
Flatbeds, step decks, and stuff like that, they can't touch that. But they're going after the reefers, and they're going after dry vans. That I do know. This is what they talk about in DC.
Okay. Now, I know with the self-insured, you, like some people in the comment are saying, you got to make billions of dollars in order to be self-insured. And like you were saying, if you're going to be self-insured, that basically means, like with that car that you're saying that you haul, that is like $80,000. If you can't insure it out of pocket, then you can't be self-insured, I don't think. You know what I mean? You got to be able to cover your cargo fully in order for you to self-insure. And if you can't fully cover it and got the cash to cover the cargo or the accident, if you have one and you total somebody else's car, I don't think you can be self-insured.
I'm looking into it myself, so I really can't give you the numbers, but I know that I was with JB Hunt. JB Hunt was self-insured. Now,
of course, they're a mega carrier. They got enough money.
They're big companies. They were self-insured. Right. But I know that there's a lot of companies that do self-insured. So I would just look into it. You have 15 trucks. If I was you, 15 trucks, I'd be looking at ways to lower my operating costs. I would just call, I won't just call my homie on the phone and say, look, I got 15 trucks. They might give me some insight. One thing JC said to me, he said, what's good for the next person, they will try to hinder you from getting to that point because they don't know what's best for you. So I would say, if I was you, I would just go out. I would just call self-insurance companies and see what is their specifications, and see if you can fit in that bracket. Because 15 trucks low is a lot. It's a lot of overhead for some nonsense drivers.
Yeah, it is. But I don't know if I can afford being self-insured. I think that's probably going to be out the way for me.
You don't know. You might could. If you call around, you might could. It may not be what you think it is. It may not be it.
I'll tell you what. I'll get some insurance people on the phone, do an interview up with them, get them on here, and let them explain that. Plus, I want to get somebody on here to talk about it because of the insurance hike that is about to come into the trucking industry. So we would definitely ask them when we get them on, what's your thoughts on being self-insured, and hopefully they don't laugh us off the stream.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right, Tariq, I appreciate you calling in, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, my man Tyree, give it up for him. I just don't know if self-insured is going to be it. But we would definitely bring that. We'll get an insurance person in here for sure to talk about that. If they would like to, anybody that has ever dealt with commercial insurance, feel free to hit the line. You want to elaborate on that? The link is up above in case some of you guys are just walking in and want to elaborate on that. Some I'll drop it again. There it is. It's down there. Okay. If anybody wants to hit the link, talk about these lobbyists talking about taking out 1099 contractors, independent contractors, meaning getting rid of lease operators, meaning making everybody go and have your own authority. And another thing that Tyreek was speaking about was interesting, where he was saying about the moving companies. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't, that's get your own authority to sign under our authority. I don't know how that's going to work. But he said that that's happening in the moving industry. So another thing I'm going to definitely do some research on, because that sounds a little yikes. Sounds a little yikes. Yeah. So since ain't nobody calling in, I guess I'll just keep on elaborating. Y'all just want to hear me talk for 2 hours a day. Is that what it is? I leave the last hour for y'all to call in and chime in, speak your mind, talk about it, give some information. The line is open. We got about another 38 minutes. Another 38 minutes. Let me see here real quick. I guess I'll skim through these comments real quick. Salute low. Just played that local episode. Salute. Appreciate it, man. And tomorrow we are going to have a doozy show tomorrow for sure. So you're going to make sure that you are locked in tomorrow, because I will have my guy Chris, that I've been friends with for a few years. He actually, if you guys ever seen the first episode that we did together about the box trucks that we did a couple years ago, and he basically laid out the blueprint on box trucks. He will be on the show tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He will be. And he will be talking to you guys about getting box truck contracts and how he has his box trucks OTR. Pretty dope. All right, next call. I got you coming in right now. Sean Travels, what's good, man?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Good. How you feeling?
Not too bad, man. Hey, brother, I got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
I've been with Prime. My truck's out there. I don't know if you can see it.
Beautiful thing.
I've been with Prime for a couple years now, and my dispatcher's been kind of screwing me around a little bit. We won't get into that, though. I was going to SFI. I was wondering if you have any information on them and how good they are.
I do not have any information on SFI at all. I do believe the person that's in the queue does have a SFI truck, where I will try to get her to speak a little bit about it. So
okay.
If you want to just hang out low, and I have her speak a little bit on that if she doesn't mind. But I haven't. Only information I have about SFI is via the website. They never called me back yet. So
I got you. Well, I put like I was saying in my super chat, it's like a 2 to 3 month wait for a truck.
Yeah.
So that just shows you how behind everybody is after this COVID stuff, man.
Correct.
But how beneficial do you think it is to go out on your own, like under a carrier like Landstar and stuff like that? I know you talk about it a lot, but like a one truck solo kind of thing with Landstar, how beneficial do you think that is? Other than being with like Prime, like a mega carrier. I know they got contract freight, but
yeah, I mean, I don't think that it's actually probably like the next step that you want to take, right? That's always everybody's ambition, is start out at the mega carrier, lease from the mega carrier a little bit. Now it's time to, you want to start booking your own freight. And the good part about Landstar is they do have a load board that you can pull off of, right? So
right.
You can utilize the load board, or you can use the DAT board, and you can pick loads that way too. So Landstar isn't going to let you fall, but what will happen with Landstar is if you don't work, then your paycheck will reflect on it, right? So
right.
You kind of like got to be a self-starter because they're not going to be one to hold your hand through it. They're not going to book loads for you or none of that. You got to be a self-starter and be able to be a go-getter.
Yeah. Like I said, my dispatcher kind of. We won't get into that, but I feel like I could make more money and be better off on my own because I know how I run my truck. I know the hours I like to run. I know what freight I want to take. I know where I want to go. I know the freight lanes. I've been driving for 4 years, and he's like holds my hand too much. You know what I mean? Right. If you don't take this load, you're going to be screwed or whatever for the next 3 days or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's like maybe he's right, maybe he's not, but I'm like a visual kind of person. I like to see the loads, stuff like that, and see what we got.
Right. So definitely you might want to take a gander at Landstar if it's something that is on your mind. Hey, go ahead and give it a shot. And if it doesn't work out, then of course don't burn your bridges with Prime in case you need to come back to what you know.
Yeah, right. All right, brother. I appreciate your information, man.
All right, Sean, I appreciate you calling in, man.
Yep.
All right, next caller is 1011 Trucking. 1011 Trucking, you are on.
Greetings and salutations, Lo. How you doing?
Salutations. How you doing, Erica?
Great, thank you. Hey, quick question, kind of similar to the last caller. We're trying to just make plans to slow walk building the fleet.
Okay.
What do you do to combat the shortage of trucks? Like, are there, let me ask the question in a different way. Is there anybody out there right now leasing trucks?
No. That's a super want. No, they're not. Right. There's nobody that's leasing trucks. And if they are leasing trucks, they got a pretty hefty price tag on them.
Yeah, some people aren't even answering the phone. Like Wasatch people.
Yeah, forget about it.
They're like the worst.
They are the worst. This is why I don't like promote that much about that. So, what I'm saying? Because I know the complications that people are going to run into because I run into those same complications. And I have 8 trucks through them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I heard you say something about Snyder. We lease through Snyder too. So if anybody has any questions about that, you can consider us a resource too.
Yeah, the gentleman was asking, I guess, does anybody get a truck through Snyder Financing? I guess, is it a good deal?
So yes and no. I think it just depends on, where you're at financially. It's a good deal in that I think the down payment is reasonable, but if you're a team operation, this is only a year and a half.
Mm.
And our weekly payment is about 2 bills. It's $2,000 a week.
Whoa, holy, bringing the missiles.
But,
Jesus. Go ahead.
But it'll be paid off by October of next year.
So it's a 2-year deal?
Own a year and a half.
Year and a half. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good deal.
But that's for teams. For solos, they have like a 3-year lease. But for teams, they only go to like a year and a half for whatever reason. And then you have the option. You can either pay off the balance at the end of the lease. There's like maybe 36 or $40,000 left over at the end of the lease. You can refinance that amount. You can upgrade to a newer truck, or you can just pay the balance off in full, and then they give you the title.
Okay. And is that working out? Is that working out good for you guys though, as running a team? Is it doable, or is it No,
it is, because the money is good. And so, but let me tell you what, Snyder does not play. At 12:01 on Friday morning, that payment is coming out. They don't play. They do not play. So it's not a burden, because again, we kind of know what that end game is. We're very frugal as far as our expenses are concerned. So it's not a burden right now. We positioned ourselves to make sure that we would be able to afford that type of note. But at the same time, I think let me take that back. The mileage too is reasonable. I think they give teams like 300,000 miles a year.
Okay.
Without there being any overage. So in that regard, that's pretty good.
Right.
I don't say I would have any negative things to say about the lease, but it's aggressive. A year and a half is aggressive.
For sure.
So that would be the only thing I would say that I didn't anticipate was having that lease be so short.
For sure.
Yeah, but other than that, it's been good.
That's outstanding to hear. And as
responsive.
You said what? Was that?
They're responsive.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And they actually are leasing trucks. I just talked to our account rep today. And they got, like I said, a pretty good deal for solo drivers. So if anybody needs her contact information, let me know. We'd be happy to get it to you.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I guess the gentleman, Sean Travels, was looking into SFI. So I guess you can assist him down in the chat whenever you get back in there and let him know how he can communicate with you so you guys can. So I guess you can assist him with that.
Okay, perfect. It'd be my pleasure.
Word up. Thank you so much, Erica, for calling.
You.
And don't be a stranger. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you still haven't returned my phone.
Here we go.
Like,
we ain't gonna keep doing this around here, okay? Hey, we ain't gonna keep doing it.
Man, love to you and Shay. I holler.
All right, now. All right, next caller is DC Trucker. You in here? Let's go. What you got?
Yo, what's going on, Loshawn? How you doing?
Good. Peace.
Hey, I just wanted to just definitely agree with you as far as owning a fleet, just how strenuous it is, how demanding it is. Most, like I was saying in the chat, like, everybody wants the title of owner or boss or whatever, but they really don't understand what it is what that really means, the responsibility of that, the headache of it.
Right.
You sacrifice in way more. It's like you work harder, you know what I'm saying?
You do.
Doing that than you do driving a truck, being in the truck.
Correct.
So a lot of people don't understand that. The only question I have for you was, as far as hiring drivers, I've been getting a lot of, and I only have 2 trucks, so I can only imagine what you go through. Only imagine. As far as hiring drivers, right? I've noticed I get a lot of calls recently where I guess it's a new thing where people are going into, I guess not new, but their own driver recruiting business.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And, they're charging you money to find you drivers and all this other kind of stuff. Do you think that's like something positive or to get into as far as finding drivers for your trucks?
Okay.
And the reason why I asked that question is because I went through, just for my other truck, right? I went through 5 drivers just to get to 1.
Okay.
So these companies are supposed to be vetting drivers and guaranteeing this, that. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
I've went through that same scenario that you spoke about. I've used a driver recruitment or recruiting, whatever the hell they want to call it, right? I found him actually on Facebook. I used them. He sent me 2 drivers. Now, I think that this guy was probably more so on the fence of being new at it, right? Because when I talked to other other recruiting companies when it comes to these drivers, I've heard some pretty astronomical numbers, and it gets to the point where it's almost pretty sickening because it almost sounds like modern day slavery, kind of like they're the master and they got slaves and you buy a slave from me and they come work for you. So that's how I seen it when it was like, whoa, so you're like the slave master or like the master and you got slaves and you sell me a driver for $500, solo driver. And if they're a team, then you sell me the team for $3,500. So I've actually used that before. They gave me 2 solo drivers for $500 each one. So I spent $1,000. Needless to say that they worked out for about a good, not even full year. And then one I lost because he got pulled into a weight scale and they checked his license and he had back child support. So they arrested him there on the spot, right, for back child support. And the other one later on, like a couple months later, he had child support issues as well and had like suspended his license and all this other jazz. So yeah, and those were the two that came from those. So I got probably about a good 8 months out of them, if that. And in the 8 months that I had them, it was hit or miss. You know, they had some days that was, some weeks that was great, and some weeks that were like, this is a disaster. Would I ever do it again? No, I wouldn't. One is because with them recruiting, they tell you, oh, this person has a clean CSA score. We've already ran their background check. We've already done all this, that, and the third, and they're clean. They're good to go. Well, when you get in that, when that person gets in your truck, it's like, you know, all right, so I need first to recuperate my money that I spent to have you as a driver, right?
Right.
And then second, it's like, please don't fuck up nothing. You know what I mean? Like, please, I hope you don't fuck up nothing. So I wouldn't recommend that you use that. I know people do use that as a quick source to get a driver in a truck and get a seat filled. I probably would say more so less. I think people are finding more success using like Indeed. It's been hit or miss for me on YouTube as well. So I would tell you that too. On YouTube, it's been kind of like hit or miss for me on that as well. Maybe go into Facebook and look in some of the groups that have that's like driver recruiting or CDLs for hire. You know, just look up now truck driving hiring groups, and you'll see a list of them come in there. Just join each one of them and then make your post in there saying what you're looking for. And sometimes you do get a hit on that too.
But you know what, though? What I noticed this past year, I don't know if you paid, if I'm quite sure you've seen it too, but it's like a bidding war for drivers. As far as it used to be where, okay, 55 cents used to be a damn good salary. You know what I'm saying? Now you got people, look at these ads and stuff, man. You know, people paying these people what they offering 60 cents, 65. I seen one company even be like, well, we paying 70 cents a driver.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's crazy. It's like a bidding war.
It is. And it's you have to keep up with the competition. That's the whole thing that drives a lot of fleets out of business is inflation. With the economy going up, then, you know, you got a lot of the companies, mostly I would say probably foreign companies, that are paying at the higher mark, right? And they are recruiting all of the good drivers because drivers want to make more money. So it's kind of like, how do you compete with them? Well,
right.
You got to be up there with pay. And if you're not, like I said, I've had drivers leave me for 1 penny more. How as crazy and sick as it sounds, I've had a driver leave me to gain 61 cents and I'm paying him 60 cents. Like, how sick is that? But so you got to kind of like stay competing and be competitive, because if you're not competitive, then you will go under because you're not paying what everybody else is.
So why you made a statement earlier as far as don't do salaries,
correct?
Right? Mm-hmm. And like right now, like to end all of that, what I just did was like I just was like, look, I'm gonna give you a flat 1,500, and we're gonna go from there, right? But I also made it understood that if you don't revenue a certain amount of money, you know what I'm saying, then we're going to break it down to cents per mile.
Right.
Now, to me, it just, I don't know, man, it's just simpler for me to do that. And maybe it was simpler for me to do that because I only have 2 trucks. But versus somebody like yourself who has 10, 15, 14, 18 trucks, that probably will be a little different.
Right. It will be a lot different. What you'll find out if you do salary is that they don't have any incentive to run. They make the same pay every week, you know, and regardless if you offer them a bonus or not, it don't matter. They know that they're going to make X amount regardless, and they're going to, they're not going to work as hard. If you put a person on a cent per mile, they know if they don't get miles or they don't run that truck down the road, they don't make deliveries on time, their paycheck is a reflection of your work ethic. Where if you put them on salary, you won't be able to tell if you have a driver or know if the driver has good work ethic because they're on salary. So you'll never know really when they're technically lazy or if they're a hard runner or a lazy runner because they're on salary. Unless you're going to sit there and watch their e-log all damn day and see, oh, you only drove 5 hours a day, you drove 4 days. At that point, you're micromanaging, and you shouldn't have to get to that point, right?
Right. That is true. That is true. I didn't look at it that way, but you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Well, well, like I said, at this point, at this juncture, well, let me ask you this, because I've been watching you for years, and I've seen you change your model of your company,
Mhm.
right? What I want to know is how did you do that? As far as like, how do you go to a driver and be like, yeah, I know I told you I'm gonna pay you 1,500, but you know what, we're gonna change that up into 60 cents a mile.
All
Like,
right.
how do you do that without the? I'm quite sure there was some backlash behind it.
It is. I'm gonna tell you how it is. Cooley, I see you in queue. Also, Official Willis, I see you in queue. I got you guys coming up next. This is how I do it. Which I'm not ashamed to say this. Recently, I've changed, and I've told my drivers that I no longer offer salary. The reason why is because too many people are manipulating it, right? And it's not just particularly one person. Like I said in the beginning of the show, when shit starts rolling downhill, and I'm starting to see where I'm paying out more in payroll, then and I'm not seeing profits at all because I'm paying this salary and I'm not getting the same production back for what the salary should be getting, we have a problem. So at that point in time, I tell people, hey, listen, you got until July 6th to stay that we can continue doing the salary. As of July 6th, we're going to cent per mile. And this is what the cent per mile is going to be. Now you have between now and then to figure out if it is something that you want to stay doing. If not, you can find another place to work. You know what I mean? Another place to continue your career on. Or if not, you can continue doing this. And at this point, you have to earn your paycheck because I've been nice about it, trying to give you a paycheck, and y'all not giving me back the same. You know what I mean? So now you have to earn your paycheck. And to be honest with you, with any fleet owner or with anybody that's considered, I would highly suggest only doing CPM. Because once again, like I told you a minute ago, if you do salary, you will not know if you have a person who's a hustler or if they're lazy.
Okay. Did you lose drivers behind that though?
No, I haven't lost any drivers. And my thing is this: if I lose a driver behind it, then that never was a driver that was meant to stay.
Gotcha. Okay. I got you. All right, bro. I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, DC, appreciate you calling in. Don't be a stranger.
All right.
All right, man. Cooley, what you say there, buddy? My man. What's good, man? Damn, what is that? A 4K camera, bro? You making too much money over there, bro.
Is it? It's good.
You got good picture though, man. What's good, man?
What's going on? That's a tablet right here.
Okay. What's good with you, man?
What's going on? I just chimed in. I seen you comment on one of the videos. He's gonna do the video about fleet. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and hop on this live.
Yeah, for sure. I know that you, for my crowd that may not know you, everybody should know Cooley. But if they don't know Cooley, then here's the deal. Cooley is a brokerage, a fleet owner, a driver. So, Cooley, if you want to give a quick insight about yourself, and then if you want to speak on any of this stuff about being a fleet owner, what have you endured as far as being a fleet owner? Have you made changes to your company? Have you changed some things around, and how did you go about doing it?
The fleet owner aspect, I do the brokerage. That came after I started my fleet. But being a fleet owner, I haven't really did any changes. It's been pretty simple for me, because I don't have company trucks. I don't have trucks. I went out and bought trailers. So I got 5 trailers and that I own. I got titles to 2 of them, and one of them I'm about to have another title to towards the end of this year. And I just bought 2 recently back in March. All the guys that come on I have my own authority. So they come on board and they lease on. It's pretty simple. You get this percentage if you don't have a trailer. You get this percentage if you have your own trailer. So I got 2 guys right now that have their own truck and trailer. I had one guy that started off with me that had his own truck and he was using my trailer. And I told him pretty much, you work with me for a month, going hard, you will be able to get your own trailer. And he did that, and he got his own trailer, and that bumped his percentage up. So I'm very fair, I do like an 80, it'll be an 80-20 or it'll be a 90-10. Or it will be, you know, if you stay with me, I'm throwing incentives too. If you stay with me for a year, it'll bump it up to, you know, 85, 15, or go to 92, what's that, 8? You
Okay.
know, so we have things in place, you know, for being with me for X amount of time, and I will increase your pay. But like I said, I haven't really changed it up. I tried out, like you said, I put it out there. I tried out the whole leasing my truck thing. It
Yeah.
didn't work. Forget about it.
How did that change your life? What was the challenging part that you dealt with that?
With what trying to be a company driver?
Or was it a lease driver, or did you have a company?
First, it was being a lease. Then I was like, no, I don't want to do that. It didn't work out. Somebody ruined that. Stop it immediately. Right. Then I tried the company driver thing, and I kept getting a lot of. I got a lot of people apply for it. It's just that a lot of people, they have different goals or intentions. Their intentions, you can sense somebody's intentions when you're on the phone with them, what they're trying to do. They're trying to come on board to get a quick buck and then leave, you know, or if they got other intentions where they're trying to come on board and you know, they want to stay X amount of months and then they'll try to leave. See, my thing was, you know, I didn't want to get involved with doing that. You know, why do it's like why fix something that's not broke? Stick to, you know, me doing owner operator thing. Maybe another time it'll get better. But I was getting a lot of, like, you know, stuff that I would think normally you would need. You know, when I was hiring owner operators, we didn't have these issues. But when you're hiring a company driver, it's like you know, I spoke about it, email. You don't have an email address. Like, you know, I can't, you know, I don't have time to train you to get an email address, you know. So it's kind of like we kind of moved away from the company driver. I'd rather just keep my truck, you know, my one truck. And, you know, maybe another time I'll try it again later on, you know. But right now, I just stick to the owner operators, bring them on board, or I bring on guys that got their own truck and trailer, and they're always welcome if they do drive van or reefer. But we focus on mainly just reefer. So that's what I've just been doing, you know. And then, like I said, the brokerage came along around this time. It came along around like February of this year. That made sense for me to go after the brokerage because of you know, what I had going on. I had to figure out what the drivers really wanted. Most of the drivers wanted to be home, and I live in Virginia, so the brokerage helped me find freight for drivers to be home every day, along with the lane I already had prior to me getting the brokerage. So we just kept on sticking to that outbound freight Virginia. I just kept sticking, and it came along, you know, finding freight for these drivers to be home every day. That made sense, making top dollar, and they can be home every day for your families and be home on the weekends. So, you know, and I got some guys that want to stretch their legs a little bit. They want to run the spot market. That's cool. We can do that all day. Like I said, I've been out here for X amount of time, and I know the market. I know how to dispatch too. That's something else I'm looking into. It's also starting my dispatch service. I'm very good at dispatching. All I did was spot market. I never did contracted freight until I got into the, you know, doing my own thing with the brokerage. But that's what we got going on. Like I said, I don't experience some of the things y'all talking about, you know. It's a little bit different with owner operators. You're a little bit ahead of the game. You know, I got some things in place as far as experience. You know, you need to have experience. I don't necessarily say I don't hire guys that don't have owner operator experience, but most of the guys do have owner operator experience. And then also only hire guys out of Virginia. Reason why, because it keeps my insurance rates low. I keep my radius low because they're not going nowhere. They go maybe about 4 or 5 states. So why do something? You know, that's why I don't open it up like that. That might be a time, you know, I'm coming up on renewal in September. So I might open it up. I don't know, but I'm gonna go for what's cheaper. You know, is it worth me opening it up to other people in different states and bring them on board, you know, just to make a few extra bucks? You know, we got to see about it. We just got to wait and see what I got going on, you know, because I'll be coming in on a year, I guess they call it year 2 with my authority. Maybe, year 2. So we'll see when it happens, how the rates are. And like I said, we've seen a lot of things when it's showing going up. especially for guys getting new authorities.
Fact.
Seeing crazy rates right now from when I started. So we have to wait and see what happens.
So from your aspect, you don't lease them no truck. They got to come with their own truck, but you have the trailer that they can pull.
Correct. That's what I did. I went after the trailers at the time. I went after the trailers. Now it's kind of hard. You can't really go after trailers. You can, but they're very pricey now. So you're gonna have to wait around until they come down a little bit to start your fleet or whatnot. But I went and bought the trailers. I had my one trailer. I bought 2 trailers last year around like July, I think it was. So it'll be about 1 year. And then I just recently bought 2 more trailers back in March. Now I can't really. I've been searching. I've been on the day looking for a trailer. So I get on the internet and look for trailers here and there, and see if I can find me a deal. But we always ready to buy trailers when the time is right. But that's what I did. Trailers. I didn't want to go up to trucks. Like I said, I've been a truck driver myself. I did the OTR thing, and I just didn't want to get involved with buying trucks and dealing with all the issues. Not to say I can go do it now. I could go do it, but then if I start buying trucks, you already know what that leads to. That means I got to find somebody to drive it, which means we're going back to what I just originally explained with somebody driving my truck. So it's like, do I want to deal with that right now? Not really.
No. And to be honest with you, not never. Just keep on getting the trailers and getting, like you said, the owner operators. And that sounds like a beautiful model. Don't mind if I might steal it here in the future. But anyway, that's what networking is about. But that's a great model that you do have, Cooley. My question that I do have for you, I want to get your take on this, is I don't know if you heard about what legislation is trying to do as far as wiping out the independent contractor owner operator whole situation. What is your take on that? Because as they have it right now, what they want to do is wipe out independent contractors solely. So can't nobody owner operators lease under your authority. If you're an owner operator, you have to go out and get your own numbers, and anybody that you bring underneath you has to be employee drivers.
Is that a Cali thing?
That's nationwide. They trying to push that Biden.
I heard that I haven't really got into that, and I've been dipping and dabbling on that situation, but I heard that I'm not sure if this is true, but I need to do more research on it. I heard that I could bring on guys under my brokerage.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't know how true that is. I still got to mess around with it, get more research about it. But I haven't really, I think about it here and there, but we have to move to a different course of action. If something like that happens, that's very critical for me. Correct. So we will have to I have to do some more research, figure out the loopholes on it. There's a loophole somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
I just have to figure it out. I really don't believe they're just going to wipe out. I think that's something Cali really started, and then other states usually follow up on it. But like I said, when the time comes, it comes. But I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be late to find out.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to send you the link, or if you go to transportationnation.com, you'll see the article in there. I read it earlier in the beginning of this podcast. I was reading it out loud. But if you missed that part, or if you want to watch this on the playback, or if not, you can go to transportationnation.com and you just scroll and you'll see it. It was published yesterday, 27th, and it says I see wipeout, and they're talking about getting rid of all owner operators. You can't lease on to carriers and all that. And if you can't lease onto a carrier. If you go onto a carrier, you have to be a company driver.
Okay, yeah, I see with Joe Biden.
With Joe Biden there. Yeah, read that article, bro, and then I would love to see you make a video with your take on it, because I know it's going to be like, what?
Yeah, I'll probably drop one tomorrow.
Yeah, read it, and then I want to see you put a video out with your input on it, and then hey, matter of fact, you can probably do it live, and we bring everybody in and chime in on it, because it will definitely be interesting if this bill, which is the PRO Act bill, gets passed. You're talking about putting a lot of people without jobs.
Yeah, that's really going to be Biden. See, that everybody wanted Biden. We should have kept Trump.
That's what I said. Everybody went, hey, listen, Trump might have been terrible, but he damn sure didn't hurt us in the trucking industry. And he actually showed America how much people needed us with the COVID situation. And now it's kind of like Biden's like, yeah, well, you know, we're already over COVID a little bit. So yeah, it's kind of like, fuck y'all. So and it's disturbing, but we shall see. Like you said, it should be a loophole in it. We would just have to find it.
Yeah, I just had to look. I just had to read in this and you know, talk to a couple people about this that know that's pretty much more familiar with this in this sector, and we'll figure out something about that.
Right.
We'll definitely figure out something about that. But yeah, if anybody, like I said, you know, the end of my little session on here, anybody want to start a fleet, go for it. You know, somebody, like I said, once somebody told me to do something, they said, why not? You know, and I was like, you know, what can you lose from behind? Yeah, you can lose a lot from behind it, but you will never know unless you try.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I did it. I'm still here, and I'm coming up on it'll be a year since I hired my first guy. So that's coming up. So I just want to say that, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. That is the definite motto. That's what I tell people. I mean, I ain't trying to discourage you from facing your goals, but I do want to give you some realities. You know what I mean? Like stuff that you are going to run across. And like I was telling people earlier, like if your finances ain't set, then it could be a rude awakening for you. So I preach finances. Make sure that you have capital if you're intending on being a fleet owner, because you're going to need it.
Yeah, cash, credit, definitely get your credit in check. I talk about that on my channel a lot. Credit. Guys don't understand credit, want to get into a business and don't have credit. You shouldn't want to get in any business without credit. You need credit sometime point of your business. So get your credit in order. Most definitely do that. You know, there's people out here that fix credits, people out here that teach credit. I'm by far a credit specialist, but I had put out information about a guy that did help me with credit. And he's pretty good, but definitely fix your credit. You know, if you definitely want to get into doing the way I do it or do it the way you do it, it's kind of like buying trailers, high price. You can't get lease trucks on your end, or you can't get trucks from Wadsworth on your end.
Right.
So it's kind of like stack money and wait till stuff come down, wait till stuff start coming back in, and then try to shoot forward, getting equipment. That's pretty much what I did when I bought those 2 trailers last year. COVID hit. And there was really no work. You know, people was looking for, you know, trying to get back to work and making money. And I went ahead and got 2 trailers and started my fleet. So, I'll say just kind of wait a little bit and wait till the stuff to start coming down a little bit, because these equipments are pretty pricey right now.
Oh, yeah, they pretty pricey, bro. Can't afford it, bro.
Yeah, so I mean that might be a bad move to be trying to buy equipment right now. You know, buying, it's kind of like the stock market, buying high. You know, you want to buy in when it's low. You know, try to get you a good deal. You know, so you're not out here scrambling trying to make these payments or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But yeah, that's what all I got to say about that.
Hey, I appreciate you coming through, Cooley. Name of your channel, man. Put your info out there, because I 133 people in here can all go and subscribe to Cooley if you ain't already subscribed. So, Cooley, where they can find you at?
You can find me at Call Me Cooley. I'm ready to drop the link right now in the chat. So
okay.
Get my link. Get to my channel. Like I said, we growing. We growing over here, small, you know, we growing.
That's all right. Hey, listen, y'all need to go over there and definitely support him. Man's giving out a wealth of knowledge. Like I said, he got his own brokerage, he got his own fleet, he got his own trailers. He's doing a lot of big stuff over there. So y'all definitely need to go and pay him some attention. That's for sure. Pay him some attention, because if not, as say, if you don't pay attention, then you pay for attention. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, we'll talk about it, brokers. I'll talk about it another day. You know, we was talking about fleets and whatnot. So if you do a chat, you do a live about brokerage, bring on great freight, I'll come and chime in about that too on my, you know, how I'm doing my brokerage. And we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get y'all on here on a brokerage show probably either this week or maybe next week. I'll coordinate it with y'all though.
Okay, that's cool. All right. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Cooley, man.
All right.
All right. All right, I got one last person, Official Willis. I'm giving an extension. It's at the 2-hour mark. Normally, this is where I end the show at. Official Willis, you always are a guest on the show. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes, dog. 5 minutes. All right. Snyder Finance in the building. Let's go.
What's going on, Lo?
Go ahead, man. You got the floor, Willis. You got 5 minutes though, because I am running over my time, dog.
All right. So I just got a quick question. Is it a good idea to do business with family?
Hell no. I mean, excuse my French. No. I mean, it's not a great idea to do business with family. The only person that, in my opinion, that you should do business with is significant other, meaning wife, like husband.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't do no business with girlfriend. I wouldn't do no business with homeboy. I wouldn't do no business with sister. I wouldn't do no business with brother. Maybe mama and pop. I think I could trust mom and pop, but outside of that, the answer is hell no. I wouldn't do business with anybody. I wouldn't do business with friends. I've already been down that road, been there, done that. Wouldn't do it again. That's my honest opinion to you.
Yeah, because I thought about selling a fleet with my cousin. I was like thinking, like, is it worth to do or not?
No, it's a headache, bro. Trust me. Y'all will bump heads and it will create tension. The only way is if it's, once again, significant other, meaning wife, husband, or mother, father. Like, because with those two people or with those three people or four, however you want to look at it, depends on whatever situation you're in. Mom and pops ain't never going to abandon you if y'all fall out over business. You know what I mean? That's your parents. They love you forever. And your significant other, y'all might fall out and might end up getting a divorce or whatever, but hey, it is what it is, right? She'll get half and then you move on and you keep your half and you do your own thing. But I would definitely never do it with anybody outside of those people. Willis, what's up with your phone, man?
That's the only question I had. I was like more like just thinking about it.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
That's all you got for me tonight, man? Yeah, I can hear you a little bit now. You going in and out. Don't worry about it, Willis, man. You was the end closing for the night, man. You can call in again tomorrow. You always know you got the range on that. All right. So Willis, if you was watching or you heard me, man, I catch you on the rebound, man, because I got to get ready to close off the show. All right. Y'all gonna want to be here tomorrow. Okay. I don't know if y'all seen him down there chatting. I seen him in the chat. Okay. He trying to WSM Trucker 718. Yeah, my man Chris. He down there in the Chizak. All right. He down there in the chat. Y'all gonna want to be here tomorrow for this. All right. That man right there is a box truck guru fleet owner. Yeah, I said it. I'm here to stand on it. A box truck guru fleet OTR. He is going to be here on the show tomorrow telling you guys some top secret information about box trucks for those that are interested. I get so many emails, so many questions. People ask me about box trucks, OTR about box truck. Oh, how do you get the contracts? How do you pick loads? Blah, 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 blah. That's the man you're going to want to talk to tomorrow. All right. He going same time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be here speaking with him. All right. Me and him are chopped up the first hour, and you guys already know how the second hour work. Phone calls. All right. So you are going to want to be here to speak with him about box trucks and how he makes it, how he gets it done. Matter of fact, I was talking to him earlier today. He says that it's easier for him to find drivers for box trucks, OTR, than it is to find drivers for big rig sleepers. What? What? He going to display all of that for you. All right. So tomorrow's going to be a doozy. All right. Y'all already heard Cooley just basically create a show for me. I got to figure out what day I can get it on here. And that's basically speaking to brokers. I want to get him and Sage on here and have them just drop a bunch of wealth and knowledge to y'all. All right. That's what Trucking with Loshawn Parks podcast is all about. We bring on the people to try to bring y'all information. At the same time, I speak about worldly topics dealing with the transportation industry. So just to recap, today we talked about the IC wipeout that President Biden is trying to do. If you need to read up on that article, you can go to transportationnation.com and right there you will see it. All right. Also, we talked about my reality of being a fleet owner with 12 trucks, the headaches that you're going to go through. We also talked about the difference between workers' comp and occupational, where a lot of people tend to get those two as one of the same, and they're absolutely not. All right. So I hope that you guys were able to take this show and gain some type of valuable information. Before we leave, I am going to play the video that I played from earlier, the inspiration, the best thing I've seen this weekend. Take a look.
I'm tired. It don't matter. You got to work. Bad pass. You got to make some shots. Just finished training 2 clients. It's 11 o'clock at night, but you can't make excuses. If you want to be great, you got to get in the gym every single day. Every day. You got to stay locked in. Now, what's your excuse?
Best thing I saw this weekend, do not let the basketball going in the hoop go over your head. All right. Listen to the message. Take the meat, spit out the bone. All right. Best thing I seen this weekend, inspirational. And with that being said, I want to thank y'all for watching the show. We are officially 6 minutes over, and that's going to do it for today. All right. Remember, winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. And we winning all day right here, Trucking with Loshawn Parks Podcast Show. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. On the way out the door, hit the likes for me, or we're going to have to hear the music tomorrow. All right. Appreciate y'all. Salute.
Thank you for listening to the Trucking with Loshawn Parks Podcast Show. Be sure to like, share, and hit that subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on IG at Loshawn Parks and Facebook, Loshawn Parks. Until next episode, keep it trucking.